Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Oracle DB online training. So in this session, we will be looking how you can perform data guard switchover, which is on RAG database. And so basically in our environment, we have previously seen how to create a two node RAG data guard. And from the scratch, we have covered that session. And uh, so we have basically created two node rack primary database, and then we have created two node secondary databases, that is our standby database. Okay, so today we will be looking how you can perform the switch over and switch back on that server. So let's start, but before we move further, I'll requesting all the new friends to subscribe my YouTube channels. And on the this YouTube channel, you are already getting a lot of things to learn, like from Oracle RAG configuration, and apart from that, you are learning various topics such as database upgradation, then performance tuning. So there are so many things to learn. Please subscribe, and if you have any question, you can send me an email. Also, you can get in touch with me on this number for personal trainings, and also you can connect me on various social networks. Okay, so let's start for today's agenda: how to perform the switch over and switch back steps for any Oracle RAG data guard system. So, so this was our last we have seen the data guard configuration. So we have these primary sites which have two node two separate instances, 131 and 132 servers, and which has a 19c latest database version. And we have configured a data guard replication to standby sites, and this was my standby instance, that is stby1 and stby1. So once so this is the situation before performing the switchover, and once we perform the switchover, it will be turned something like this. So all the replication will start from the this will become my primary site, and this will become my standby site. So a switchover is a situation. It could be a planned downtime for server maintenance, or it could be uh, a situation when suppose some issue is happening on primary sites, and you don't have a control over that, and on that issue, then you will probably try to fix that server issue, or you can like perform switchover to avoid the situation from the primary sites, and you are moving on standby sites. And apart from that, there is like sometimes it is like some compliance from the organization that within 6 months or quarterly basis, or you can say half yearly or yearly, they need to basically perform the switchovers. So in case of any failure happens on the primary sites, so that they can switch to the secondary side or standby side. So basically this is a high availability situation. If one of my primary side is down or due to some issue, so we can switch to the secondary sites. Okay, so this is the logic behind doing the switch over and switch back. So switch over and the switchback is interchangeably used. So basically they can be used uh, interchangeably. And if we are able to perform the switch over, so maybe once we will be switching back to from DR side to primary side once again. So that situation will be a switchback situation. Okay, so so we'll look at how you can perform in case of any RAG database. We'll move further. So these are the steps that get involved for actual switchover. So we have to basically verify there is no lag between the primary and the standby databases, and we have to verify that the primary can be switched to the standby roles. And also we have to make sure that temporary files are matching in the count on the primary as well as on the standby sites. And we have to clear the potential blocking parameters or any jobs which is running on the primary side. So these are the some high level steps that we should be taking care before we are performing the actual switchover. So and apart from that, we have to shut down the secondary primary instances. So in case of RAG database, there will be multiple instances and that can be associated with any RAG database. So during the time of your switchover process, you need to make sure that you have brought down all the other instances related to that primary or the standby databases. So there will be like a one-to-one mapping will happen between your primary and your second instance. So only one instance would be active on both the sides. Okay, one instances. Okay, so these are the some high level steps that we will be doing. So during our practical session in this tutorial itself, we will be looking how you can do these things. And once that is done, then we have to basically perform this switch over commands. And on the primary side, we have to execute alter database commit to switch over to physical standby with session shutdown. And then we have to verify whether the end of redo log, that is very important term, end of redo log will be generated and it should be applied on the standby side. So we will be verifying those things. And once that is done, then we have to bring down on the database on primary sites. And then we have to I mean the old primary sites, we have to bring down this database. And we have to basically start the database in mount state, and now it will be a physical standby database. Okay, so what I'll suggest, uh, in order to perform this operation, I'll go back to my console and will start doing this. And apart from that, on the secondary side also, we have to do the similar changes. Like we need to make sure that MRP process state, what is the current process state, and switch the standby to the primary using this command alter database commit to switch over to primary with session shutdown. Okay, and the option session shutdown, that means no further login will be allowed, and all the existing session will be cleared out. And then start the redo apply on the new physical standby database, that is nothing but your old primary database. And then we have to enable the log shipping on the new primary and start the recovery on the new start the recovery from the new primary instances, and start the recovery on a new instance. Sorry, start the secondary standby instance. And similarly, that means you have to basically start your secondary or tertiary, whatever the instances are there associated with the primary side or the standby sides. And again, then you have to schedule your backups on a new primary and create a DB links if there any DB links are existing. And apart from that, you can drop the restore point which you have created during before your switchover operation happens. Okay, so that is one thing. And at the end, you need to basically cross check your recovery and all operations. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just log in back to my console. I will go back to this console. So this is my private instances running on 131 and 132 servers, and I open the alert logs in order to monitor all the changes. So these are the prod 1 and prod 2, those two instances. And we have the standby and standby 2. This is the node 2 standby sites STBY1 STBY2. Okay, so we'll be doing, I'll just go back to my text pad. From here, I'll just verify this detail on the primary sites, and then we'll be doing the same thing on the standby side. So this is my primary database. From here, I can see my status for the destination 2, which is configured for standby. It is valid state. Okay, and there is no gap at all. And this is the current database details. So we are checking on the standby sites. So this command should be executed basically on the primary sites. And here we can see that my database name is prod and it is archive log mode is enabled. And switchover status is very important whenever you are performing the switchover. So basically it is pointing to standby. That means we can switch to standby locations. Okay. And there is no gap. We can verify the gap status by looking at vdollar archive status, and from there we can check the gap status if there is any gapping or not. If there is a gap, you need to make sure there doesn't any there is no gap exist in the database. Otherwise your recovery I mean your end of redo apply will be very late, and your switchover will get delayed. So make sure whenever you are doing such thing, you make sure that there is no gap before performing this switchover and switchback operations. Apart from that, there is an option of like clearing the if there is any job queue process, you can make it zero, because there shouldn't be any which are getting executed. So these are like additional precautionary measures that you can take care if you are working on a critical system. So that is the thing. So what I'll do, I'll skip these two parts. That is disabling the job queue processes and leaving a scheduler job. So these two steps can be ignorable in testing environments, but in actual scenarios, you should make sure that this is these are taken care. Okay, so next thing that we'll doing, we'll be creating a restore guarantee restore point. So you can create the guarantee restore point on both the sides, primary as well as secondary standby sides. So basically it is like a extra precautionary measures that you are taking before performing any major activity. Okay, so this is the a new guaranteed restore point which is created. And once that is done, then we have to basically bring down our secondary instances on the primary side as well as on secondary instance. So what I'll do, I'll just come to the normal prompt from the Oracle users, and from here we will be executing this command stop instance service stop instance -d, and we are just stopping the second instance. You can monitor the alert log also. So my second instance, that is 132 server database server, will be getting down. And once that is done, then similarly we have to do bring down the database on standby side. So let me just go back to my standby server also. From here, what I'll do, currently we have the two instances up and running. I need to bring down the second instance, that is STBY2. I'll bring down it, and then we will be doing the actual switchover operation. So switchover operation basically involves these commands. So guys, if you have any question regarding this video, you can send me an email or you can mention in the comment box. If you haven't watched our previous video, that is on how to create a two-node RAG database DR, so you can just go and watch those video doing this before watching these videos. But it is not mandatory, but you should be learning how to configure a two-node RAG data guard. So I'll suggest you to watch my previous videos. They will be definitely helping you out. Okay. So here is the situation now. Currently, my database single instance database is remained and is up and running. Okay. So this is the thing, and apart from that, similarly we have to verify whether standby instance is down or not. So what I'll do, I'll log into database. So standby instance, first instance is up and running. Also, you can monitor the alert logs for any abnormality. So the very important command that we need to execute, switch primary to standby database using this command alter database commit to switch over to physical standby database with session shutdown. So I'll execute this command on the primary sides, and we'll monitor the alert logs, and on the primary as well as secondary sites will be monitored. So here you can see media recovery end of redo indicator encounter. That means primary database has encountered that there is an end of redo is generated, and you need to apply it on your. Okay, so recovery will continue, and once that is getting applied, that means role conversion is over. So from primary database alert also you can verify these details like what is the changes happened. So alter database commit to switch over to physical standby with session shutdowns. You can look in this alert logs and this command got completed and so basically it is started your database to perform the switchover and your database is also shut down operation has happened. Okay, so the next thing you can do on the primary side, you can bring down your database and mount it. It is already down. So let me just run the command. So it is now getting mounted, and now this will become your primary, secondary, or physical standby database. Okay, so role conversion on the primary side is happened successfully, and we need to take care on further that is on the standby side. So I'll just go to standby sites and execute this command, which is cross verify the detail about process status and sequence has. So there is no further archive to apply. Let me just execute the command to change its role, that is alter database commit to switch over to primary with session shutdowns. So it is basically modifying my database status to primary. So let me just, the next thing that we need to do is we have to open these databases. So you need to monitor your alert logs. Now standby database is converted into primary database and it is gone open. So let me just check the status. So here you can see it is turned to read write mode. That means role convert this primary to standby server switchover is completed. And meanwhile, you can also cross back cross check this old primary database server, and from here you can see it is now turned into physical standby database. That database role is now changed to physical standby database. Okay, and once this is done, that means you can start your recoveries on the standby database. But what I will suggest, you can open this database on the physical standby alter database. But what I'll suggest, before starting the recovery, we should start all the other instances and we should see what is the situation. So first of all, we have to basically, sorry, I copied in the wrong location. So this should be executed on the primary, old primary database server. That was our prod database actually. So now we are starting the second instance, that is prod 2. So second instance is getting started, and here you can see that a reconfiguration operation has happened, and we can monitor in the alert log of the primary database, sorry, on the first instance. So my database is opened on the second instance, and we can verify the details using srvctl commands. So my node 1 instance is still in mount state because it was already mounted earlier. So what I need to do is we have to open this database instance and start the recovery. So I'll execute alter database, open, read only, or you can directly run the alter database. Alter database open. So what it will do, it will open the data physical standby database in read-only mode, and once this is done, then you can perform your recovery operation on this server, and you can execute this command alter database recover manage standby database. Disconnect from session, it will perform the recovery in the backgrounds. Okay, and the next thing you need to do is basically you need to disable this parameter. So will not cause any issue on the standby. Sorry, on the new primary database, you need to enable the dest 2. So I'll go to this instance too, but before doing that, I need to start the database instance on the other node of a standby database. So let me just start this and we will look into further. So we have started process and we can monitor the alert logs as well. So our aim about performing the switchover operation in RAG database is almost completed, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far. And let me just log into the database and have to see what is the current status. So here you can see both instances are up and running and they are open in read write mode. That means my database is open, and apart from that, we if you have disabled your job queue process, so you can re-enable using these commands. And what I'll do, I'll enable the dest 2 on this new primary database from which the archive will be transferred. Okay, and then once these operations are done, you need to basically enable all the necessary cron jobs and scheduler jobs if you have disabled it previously, and after that you need to basically drop the restore points. So we need to basically check if there is any existing restore point. Okay, so let me just cross verify once again whether any restore point exists or not. So yeah, so there is one restore point which was created during the switchover restore point. So you can drop it, otherwise it will create some extra, it will consume some extra space. This DB unique name is wrongly mentioned. Let me just modify it. In order to correct this, we have to, let this parameter get reflect, and then we can see it will start transferring the archive on my new physical standby database. So it is trying to fix the gap. Okay. So now you can see that it is now able to fetch those archive logs, and it is started with this parameter work for us. And because of parameter issue, it was not able to transfer the archives, but it is now able to transfer those archive logs. And also, let me just run the gap command as well. The recovery was already running, so now you can see that the gap is resolved, and we can see also we can what we can do is we can run the alter system which log files 2 or 3 times, and we'll try to see whether it is getting applied on or not. So here we can see this recovery is happening on one of my primary instance of standby database. So that means proper communication is happening, even though you can monitor it through query. And so basically there is no gap as of now. That means our um, database is completely is in sync, and we have successfully done the switch over. And similarly you can perform the switch back, and the commands will be remain same, and you just have to follow the same steps. And I hope you have understood all these concepts and how to perform the RAG data guard switchover. And if you have any questions so far, you can mention me in the comment box. I'll definitely try to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep watching, keep learning. Please subscribe my YouTube channel if you're on new on my YouTube channels, and have a great day. Bye bye.